G'day, this is the Happy Families podcast. The school holidays have been wrapping up around the country over the last week or thereabouts, depending on which state you're in. Kylie and I were able to sneak away for a week with not all the kids. Our family's changing. Our family holidays are shifting. Kids have got part-time jobs and full-time jobs and university study, and it's really affecting how we holiday. In just a sec, for our I'll Do Better Tomorrow, Kylie will unpack something about that holiday that was meaningful for her. Plus, what do you do when your child is having an absolute meltdown because they've had the time of their life and now it's time to get back into the car? That's my I'll Do Better Tomorrow, coming up in just a sec, plus some other big news that's happening around the country. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to the Happy Families podcast. It's real parenting solutions every single day on Australia's most downloaded parenting podcast. We are Justin and Kylie Coulson. Kylie, as I seem to be doing more and more often on a Friday, there's so much going on outside of I'll Do Better Tomorrow that just needs to be flagged really quickly. Just wanted to highlight next week, New South Wales HSC exams start. Year 12 exams just around the corner. Other states will be starting theirs shortly as well, but New South Wales kicks off first. That's big news. Also, big news this week, in our family at least, with our Swiftie daughter who just can't get enough. Taylor Swift's new album has dropped. The stereo has been playing non-stop. I feel like we've had wall-to-wall Taylor Swift. I've been away for most of the week. I've been in Perth for most of the week doing talks, but every time I ring, every time I hear her, every time I've walked into the house when I have been home, it's non-stop Tay-Tay. And no, I think that's all the news. I think that's everything. Is there anything before we step into your I'll Do Better Tomorrow that I should be mentioning that's been big, that needs to be highlighted?
I don't think so.
Okay. What's your I'll Do Better Tomorrow this week?
Over the years, we've talked about whether or not returning to a holiday destination is a good idea or not. My
mum has such strong opinions. She tried to indoctrinate me and basically said, you never want to go back to the same place for a second time. You want to have new experiences. There's so much of the world out there. You've got to explore it all. Why would you go back, is what she says. Why would you go somewhere?
Whiny voice
that's
as well.
Right. Why would you go somewhere you've already been? You've already seen it. How boring. Let's go do something new.
And yet I have vivid memories of being in my teenage years and having my friends go off to the same campsite, for instance, every September holidays.
And probably bump into the same other families who are all showing up. So they've got this annual friendship renewal.
Yeah, and they meet new friends there who have the same traditions, and those friendships blossom, but they also go with families that they have friendships with in their local communities as well.
Sure.
And I just used to listen to them so excited because they were going to catch up with this friend they haven't seen for 12 months, or, you know, they were going to go hang out at the special rock place that only the kids knew about and the parents didn't, or whatever it was. And so you and I have had conversations for a long time about whether or not we should kind of create that tradition for our kids or not. And because of where you've come from, it hasn't really been a plus in our conversations. But what I have found joy in is returning home. For the majority of our girls, Wollongong was their childhood home. It was the place that they grew up. And being a much smaller community, we weren't surrounded by grandparents and aunties and uncles. So the community filled the gap for them in that regard. And over the years, we have gone back, but what I found this time, there was a difference. Going back, it literally felt like we were home. Yeah. We were enveloped again in the community, and there were these moments where I was literally sitting, and it was almost like I was having this out of body experience, and it was like deja vu as I remembered all of these beautiful moments where the community came together and just swallowed us up in love and joy, and just watching our children re-engage in that space and see people so excited and so energized and engaged and so invested in our children's success in life.
Yeah, reuniting was really, really nice. Something about this that I didn't tell you, at least I don't think I told you, is you went to your old massage therapist. You wanted to go and have a catch up with your massage therapist, get a massage and prepare for the trip home. And while you were doing that, I took our 21-year-old daughter. She said, "Dad, can you just drive me past my old netball courts?" So we jumped in the car, and as we were driving along, she said, I remember Chanel used to go to school there, and I remember this store over here, we did this. Like, all along the way, she was pointing to this street or that landmark of whatever it was, and she had all these memories. Halfway along the road, she said, I've got a pretty good memory, haven't I, Dad? Because we've been gone for a decade, but we also lived there for a decade, and these were the children's formative years. It was really nice to go back and have that experience. I'd like to go back regularly. I love that Wollongong. So underrated. The whole Wollongong region is so underrated. What a great place.
While we were there, you actually introduced to me to one of your absolute loves.
Right.
You took my bike.
Oh,
and
okay.
you put me on the road.
I was thinking, I don't remember eating anywhere. I thought you were going to talk about Chico's and getting the chicken burger or something. Yeah, we did. We went for a ride through the Royal National Park.
And that was a highlight. That was
Yeah.
really lovely. I remember all of those mornings that I would wake up all by myself because you'd got up at the crack of dawn to hang out with your...
Lycra-clad buddies who all shave their legs and hang around in...
And what was your sparrows farts name?
we-
What was it called?
We got home before the sparrows were popping off, so it was the Sparrows Fart Cycle Club, because we'd meet each other at 4:15 to get our rides in, because we had wives who didn't like us riding our bikes, and so we had to get our early bike ride in.
And over the last handful of months, we've started riding together, and I've really, really enjoyed it. But riding down there was really special, and I could see why it had been such a joy point for you.
You mean you could understand why I would get out of bed at
I
4 a.m.
could, yes,
and leave you?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I would like to do it again.
That view from Bald Hill and
Oh.
over the Seacliff Bridge. For anyone who hasn't been to the Illawarra, just Google the images. And if you live in the Illawarra, you know what we're talking about. It's just magic. While we're talking about bike riding, again, this isn't part of our I'll Do Better Tomorrow now. I guess your I'll Do Better Tomorrow take-home message is it's good to go back to places that you've been before. And
I think it is.
You're saying my mum's right. This podcast is your clap back against your mother-in-law. Is that what you're saying?
You talk about the conversation that you had with our 22-year-old as she drove past all of these places, and
Yeah.
just the remembrance and the joy that comes. Like, she wanted to go past her netball place. That place was hell for me. It was freezing cold. I was sitting on the sidelines, rocking a baby in a pram, totally like wrapped up in every layer I had because it was that cold. And she was out there having so much fun.
Big smile on her face. Yeah.
And she remembers that. That's special. And that's something that you want to allow your children to relive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good trip. After the break, I'm going to share another quick cycling story from you, and then my I'll Do Better Tomorrow about a child who did not want to leave and how we navigated that like a pro. It's the Happy Families podcast. This is Dr. Justin Kilsner, who with my wife and mum to our 6 kids, Mrs. Happy Families, Kylie. Just before I share my I'll Do Better Tomorrow, I want to quickly highlight, if you are driving a car and you see a cyclist, please be gentle, please be nice. Kylie and I love to ride our bike, but we spent some time on the New South Wales Central Coast where I grew up. We hung out with my parents for a couple of days. The kids were having a ball on the coast, and Kylie and I went for a ride. And somehow, I don't know what was going on, Kylie, but I was in front of you, which is unusual because you usually ride in front of me. You're much faster than me. And what happened? The front tire caught the lip of the bitumen. You sort of were half in the gutter and half on the bitumen, trying to stay out of the way, stay on the shoulder of the road.
Yeah. Yep. A bit like that.
And you went down and fell into...
We had our first blood sacrifice.
Yeah, fell into the road, and there was a car coming. Fortunately, they hit the brakes well before they got to you, but a scary moment. So a meter matters. That is not a paid sponsorship. That is just we had a close call, and you've been feeling a bit the worse for wear for the last week because there was blood on the road. There was blood down your leg.
You don't bounce so much when you're nearly 50.
No.
Like you do when you're 2.
Body stiffens up a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that you're okay and that you still want to ride a bike. Given how much I spent on that bike, I'm very glad that you want to keep on riding it. Okay, here's my I'll Do Better Tomorrow. I can do this one fairly quickly, but it's a really important one, and there's some great lessons here. We don't always get this stuff right. Sometimes we're a bit emotional. Sometimes we're a bit tired and over it. And even though I've written all the books and you and I have recorded like 1,500 podcasts now, Kylie, sometimes you just kind of get to the point where you're like, I don't care what the books say. Just do as you're told with the kids. So last Friday morning or something like that, we got up at 5 o'clock. I packed the car, and by 6 a.m. we were getting ready for our soon-to-be 13-hour drive back to the Sunshine Coast from the New South Wales Central Coast. It shouldn't take that long, but we knew that with a long weekend coming up that it was going to be tricky. We were going to get to Brisbane, if we were lucky, and then have traffic all the way up to the Sunshine Coast. So we're getting in the car, the kids getting in the car, and all of a sudden, Emily, our 11-year-old, just had a meltdown. I don't want to go. I want to stay with my cousin. I want to stay with Nan and Pop. I want to keep on having all the fun that I've been having. I like it here more than I like it at home.
It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that her nan lets her do whatever she wants.
Yeah, like when we had a couple of days and left the kids with Mum, I'm pretty sure there were approximately, how many boundaries?
Zero.
That's what I thought, 0 boundaries. And yet we're grateful that our parents are willing to look after the kids, and so we're not going to kick up a big fuss about that. We're just going to say thank you.
Well, I know I'm hijacking your story a little bit.
That's right, I do it to you all the time.
But we talk about this a lot, and we've had lots of questions over the years about...
We've done a lot of pods on this topic.
Boundaries and grandparents. But again, maybe because we're at the other end of parenting and not the beginning of our journey, but I just love that your mum's this beautiful, soft place for the kids, and she gets to give them so much joy. And yes, it is frustrating and it's hard when they come home and there's all these meltdowns and big emotions because...
And sugar withdrawal.
We are setting the boundaries again. But isn't that what grandparents are supposed to do? Yeah. They're supposed to just fill them up with love and joy, and they know that when they go there, they're going to be absolutely the most important person in their world.
I'm racking my brain trying to remember what I did the other day with Indy, our granddaughter. But Chanel looked at me and she was like, you would never have done that with us. You would never have let us get away with that. And I looked at her and...
she was pushing the washing basket along our brand new floors.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And I just laughed and said, yeah, but she's my granddaughter. She can do whatever she wants. And Chanel was like, this is so unfair. I'm like, I know, but how good is it? I'm really enjoying the double standard. I think that grandparents are allowed a certain level of hypocrisy. That's what I've decided now that I am.
Also the one that says, I've changed enough nappies, I'm now a grandparent, I don't have to. Where did that come from?
Can I share my story? Because this is going to blow out to 20 minutes otherwise. Kylie, we tried to get Emily in the car and she really didn't want to get in the car. I was going to drag her to the car and carry her to the car, and I just thought, no, that's not how it works. And so we coaxed her to the car miserably, and she got in the car and she was bawling her eyes out. And it was the 6 a.m. I've only just woken up cry. I don't want to go. And it was loud and it was enduring. And Mum was trying to convince her that she needed to go. And there was a whole lot of logic conversation going on, but this was just an understanding conversation. But the car door closed, and you hopped in the back seat next to her, and we put our elder daughter, Ella, who was 21, into the front seat. And we'd gone about 200 metres when 15-year-old Lily just said, she's being ridiculous. We've got to go home. This is just ridiculous. Can you just tell her to stop it? Can she just be quiet? And like she was being really, really cranky.
Well, she wasn't just crying. By that stage, she was like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
It was a lot. I mean, it was a lot. It had been going on for a few minutes by then, and I just paused, and I so badly wanted to pull the car over and just say, you know what, stay. I don't want you to come home either. But instead, I said to Lily, she's only 11 and she really misses her grandparents and her cousin, and she really doesn't want to go. And I get that you find it inconvenient, so do I, but I was 11 once and I felt like that, and so were you. And then I had this remembrance. I said to her, Kylie, when you and I were engaged to be married, there was only a couple of months to go. I was living in Mount Isa working as a radio announcer. You were living in Brisbane with your parents, and I flew down to spend a couple of days, maybe across the Christmas break or something, with you and your family. And when it was time for me to fly back to Mount Isa, I remember walking through security and then walking onto the airplane. And I'm like, at any moment now, Kylie's going to come dashing down and say, don't go. And
I'm trying to think, what movie had you watched?
No movies.
This was before that moment.
In my mind. And then as we're taxiing, I'm thinking at any moment, the pilot's going to say, I'm sorry, we need to return to the terminal because Kylie wants Justin to stay.
You were thinking I was going to fly up and meet you in the sky.
Like as we're roaring down the runway about to take off, I'm thinking he's going to hit the brakes at any moment. I'm not actually going to take off. I am staying. And then I ended up in Mount Isa. And I shared that story with
Well, Well, finish it off.
with Lily. Well,
What were you doing while you were in there thinking all of those things?
I was having a big cry. I was having a big cry. I missed you. But I said to Lily, I was 21 or 22 years old when that was happening. And it just broke my heart. And I sobbed on this airplane because I didn't want to leave my soon-to-be wife. I said, we've got little Emily in the back seat and she just wants to stay with her cousin and her grandparents. She's having those same feelings and they're normal and they're natural and we just need to let her have those feelings. And two things happened. Number one, Lily softened. There was that empathy, that perspective that she needed. But Emily calmed down as well. Number one, I think she enjoyed the story and hearing about how the plane did actually take off and how I couldn't understand why you would leave me. But more than that, I think she felt understood. She felt seen and heard and valued. She felt connected. And she was able to regulate her emotions. In fact, that was the last sobbing we had for the entire trip. It only lasted a couple of minutes. I think that, my take-home message is empathy is powerful. Empathy and perspective are powerful. They stop you from getting mad at the kids. It helps you to have some compassion, to join them in their suffering. But it also helps those around you or around the upset child to recognize that we all have these moments. We all have these big emotions from time to time.
So you're going to take credit for calming her down when it was my hugs and cuddles that did. Is that what you were going to do?
It was a team effort.
Seriously.
It was a team. I can't believe that you're taking credit for my brilliant empathy efforts.
Hey, I was sitting in the back seat, for goodness sakes. I got to get some credit there.
The Happy Families podcast is produced by Justin Rulon from Bridge Media. Mim Hammonds provides admin, research and other support. We really appreciate both Justin and Mim for all the work that they do. Have a great weekend. Thanks so much for choosing to listen to the podcast. We hope that these ideas will help your family to be happier. And we'll be back on Monday with more of the Happy Families podcast.